Hello, Magic the Gathering enthusiasts. Every week I do a 50-match summary, and this week we're exploring the Boros Convoke archetype. Now, this one isn't the best deck according to any stats or anything like that. This was just kind of some speculation of like how I thought some new cards would fit into the Boros Humans or the Boros Tokens archetype. So we're already running kind of like what we saw before with the Voldaren Epicure and the Gleeful Demolition and the Resolute Reinforcements. And the whole point of this deck is to try to get out a turn 2 Knight Errant of Eos. So in the past, you had to play Voldaren Epicure, followed by the Gleeful Demolition. That gave you a total of 4 creatures. So you needed to play one more 1-drop, which was like Warden of the Inner Sky or Yoshin Frontliner that you could also Gleeful Demolition. And then once you get 5 creatures, you can then convoke for 5 for the Knight Errant of Eos, dig through the top 6 cards of your library, and try to find Imidane's Recruiter. And this allows you to then follow up on turn 3 with an Imidane's Recruiter, turning all of your 1/1s into 2/1s and your Knight Errant of Eos into a 5/4, and then Imidane's Recruiter as a 3/2. So I think if you calculated it up, it's 10 from all the 1/1s, and then 5 from here, and 4 or 3 from here. So you have 18 damage, very close to being able to do like a turn 3 kill with the Imidane's Recruiter. But we got a couple of new cards to explore, and one that really helps the consistency of this deck have enough artifacts to play over the Yoshin Frontliner is the Novice Inspector. And this, along with the Voldaren Epicure, allows you to have multiple targets to tap for your Warden of the Inner Sky, which can kind of give you an alternative if you don't have Knight Errant of Eos in your hand. And then we also got War Leader's Call. And War Leader's Call is a anthem. It gives all of your creatures +1/+1. And then whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, War Leader's Call deals 1 damage to each opponent. And so this was kind of an exploration to see like where the timing of the deck really felt was appropriate. And and then you get Resolute Reinforcement, which is 2 cards in 1, which really helps get you the numbers up. So and then 1 copy of Virtue of Loyalty, because yeah, this one I think was just kind of thrown in there to see if it needed a little bit more of a late game reach, something to do if the game wasn't closed out by turn 4 or 5. And then 4 copies of Stoke the Flames. This one was one that I did not see in the Boros Humans or Boros Tokens lists, and so I thought it was kind of an interesting one to check out. This one's also in there to remove problematic threats and give you a little bit of reach. Now, after playing a fair amount of this deck, I'm not 100% sold on Stoke the Flames. There can be some awkward moments for sure. And I'm not 100% sold on some of the cards that are missing. So you'll notice that like there's no Kumano Faces Kakazan in this list, because you're really focusing on trying to get that turn 2 Knight Errant of Eos. And there's no Anim Pakal, which is the Lost Caverns of Ixalan Boros rare that spawns 1/1 Gnome tokens, and so that can pair particularly nicely with the War Leader's Call. So time will tell what the best version of this deck is, but so let the exploration begin. I will showcase my favorite matches from the 50, and then go over a match summary of how it's performing on the best of 1 ladder. And every week I do this thing, so if you want to see next Friday, if you have a specific archetype in mind, I try to put up 4 or 5 archetypes every week that you can vote on here on YouTube. And then if you don't see the one that you would like to see, let me know in the comments below, or on the poll. You can comment there as well. And yeah, enjoy. All right, let's see here. Okay, we have Warden, we have Voldaren Epicure, Gleeful Demolition, and Imidane's Recruiter. Every piece of the combo that we could possibly want. If this was a Knight Errant of Eos, it would be the perfects. Again, though, we don't have the best land situation. Let's see. Could draw into it. Perfect setup here is Gleeful Demolition, play Warden, and do the double tap draw. It's the dream. That would require an untapped source next turn. I think we got ourselves a mirror match. Hey, we got the untapped source. All right, let's go. Oh, I like this line because you can get the double draw. Stoke feels worse than just a body, right? Guess it depends on if we're gonna do Imidane's Recruiter next turn and then have reach. Yeah, okay, actually, I can get behind this. So we're gonna slam the Imidane's Recruiter. Probably be shy of damage, but then we have on this on turn 4. Oh, we won't. Well, we'll have to Convoke, but yeah, it should be okay. Okay, this is the version running Fran Portal, which I like because of the Restless Bivouac is just kind of meh. But this should be a slaughter because we got the play. But no, the Regal dies anyway. They definitely should have traded for the Imidane's Recruiter because once the other creature dies, this one goes to the graveyard. So they screwed up there. Don't make that mistake if you're playing Regal Bunnycorn. Remember that it gets smaller after combat if things die. Alright, opponent is going first. We have the Voldaren Epicure into the Resolute Reinforcements. Draw with the Knight Errant Eos, and then we have the War Leader's Call for the pump. Hands like this always make me wonder if, like, what if you waited to play the War Leader's Call and then did all of this to just, like, ping your opponent? There's definitely going to be a mid-range deck that's a little bit more about doing that sort of strategy, I think. I think this is just better to get the Knight Errant down. Let's see, what are we up against here? I'm going to risk that they don't have a flash creature. And if we do have removal for the Epicure, still do the Knight Errant if he use. Kill a rune. So this is probably another control matchup. I mean, really no reason to do it now, but I guess I will. Oh, maybe they have removal. Sorcery speed removal. Black. Okay, I might have screwed up. We want to filter? I could discard one of these cards. I don't know about the Stoke. I think I'll hold on to it in case we just, like, flood out. I could do the War Leader's Call, but I think I'm going to do that after the Knight Errant. Black, let's see, there's Brotherhood's End, or black-red, there's Brotherhood's End. Burn down the house. Oh, the problem with doing this with the Convoke 2 is I couldn't hit Imidane's Root. But we have these. Okay, Brotherhood's. It is time. Do the Warden, but I'm gonna attack here. Alright, so they just have Wrath after Wrath after Wrath because the devious cover, the deadly cover-up is on 5 now. So I imagine this is just Wrath.deck, which seems to be kind of the go-to thing in Standard right now. Could filter the Cavern of Souls away. I think I'm fine with just, like, let's get more mana, right? Guess here, Resolute Reinforcement set pings for 2, and then sets up Stoke. That's 6 damage. Really close. Do I have the double pip red though? I don't have a red creature. I can't do the Stoke. Let's see if we can find lethal here. I guess the double. I guess it was 2 lethal threats though, because we could use it to make this into a 5/6. Yeah, they're just dead. Alright, well, this was like the June control deck. Seen a couple of those. All right. Got Voltaren Epicure into Resolute Reinforcements, and then all 3 colors of our mana. 1, 2, 3. Good. Draw some Knight Errants of Eos or Recruiters. Let's go with this over playing the Plains. I guess it doesn't really matter because like they don't have blue yet. But I suppose they could be like an Esper control list and play blue. Orzhov Midrange again? Okay. Vicious Farmhand. Okay, so this might be an Orzhov Midrange from like days gone by. Instead of the Orzhov life gain. Oh, baby. They have a Wrath on 3? I don't think so. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'd rather keep my... Oh, no, for the Convoke in Stoke the Flames, sometimes it's nice to have the red, but we have double pip red here, so it shouldn't matter. I was just thinking if they do block with their 1/1... Oh, maybe I should have attacked with the Epicure first. It's like, I want them to trade the farmhand so my Errant of Eos doesn't get chumped. So I should have done that attack before I convoked. Build to them the secret. Aw, no Imidane's Recruiter? Dang. Alright, so we're gonna do Warden. Tap the Warden. And the 2 blood tokens. Here it is. Will they have a Wrath on 4? Next turn... I guess I'd rather be able to keep the board to be able to rebuild, potentially. I think I just attack here. Because then we can go, like, Lethal Demolition and Recruiter if they do board wipe. Let's not just dump it all on the board here yet. I could have maybe played 1 more Warden. For an additional 2 damage. If they don't board wipe here, I think it doesn't really matter. Alright, bricks, huh? Okay, this is a little bit of a different approach. Let's see if they temporary lockdown here. Okay, Rite of Oblivion's fine. Dead then. Not sure what this Orzhov deck was doing. It's kind of a different approach than I've seen before. But GG. This one doesn't do anything until turn 3, so I think this one's a mulligan. Better, but we don't have red. 5. Awkward. Let's see. So we go Voltaren Epicure doesn't set up the Knight Errant. We're gonna need these to read. What's my dream? Probably like that. Just like bare minimum to rebuild. What? Artall? What? Oh my goodness. Somebody messing with me. Okay, well, this is looking okay, considering everything. Oh, baby. I think we just Pray for land? If we don't hit the land, we can filter for it. Nice. Okay. Now, this deck does feel pretty decent against the mono-white humans. Roll to 5. We're not dead though, are we? Let's see, if they attack with just Adeline. No, that doesn't give them an additional blocker. How do they survive here? They double spell? That gives them 6 blockers. So they're still dead. Brutal Cathar and a 1-drop? Brutal Cathar and a 1-drop, I think, would. Okay, there's the 1-drop. Blockers. Let's see if they got it. So they, they have to come up with 2 things, right? They have to do 2 things of removal. So I don't think they're doing well here. Resolute Reinforcements would give them 7. Flash in the Resolute Reinforcements and be okay. They're just trying to figure out how to block this. They're going to be disappointed, I think. Alright, GG Artal. I should have thought through my hand a little bit more there. I just auto-clicked it. Alright, so we have a turn 1 Warden or turn 1 Voldaren Epicure. Got the white here. We got Resolute Reinforcements. No way to do double pip red, though. Let's see, this could be tricky. But I had to do Cavern of Souls named Vampire. Or we can just lead out with Warden, the Agonjo. Or we can just do the tap land. There's a lot of different ways to start this hand. I'm gonna go with the Voldaren Epicure. And then play out the white Agonjo for Warden. Scry? Try to find like a Knight Errant of Eos. That's interesting. We could do the Resolute Reinforcements. Help me double pump. Does go better with the War Leader's Call though. Play the War Leader's Call though? We can't. Hit a red. Yeah, that's why I don't like these lands. Much better as a Thran Portal. We're up against Control again, aren't we? Okay, I'm just gonna go for the Voldaren Epicure attack. Flash and Resolute Reinforcements. Oh, okay, consider. So maybe this is the Azorius Tempo deck. Yep, Mysterium Mentor. That was a pretty good one to get into the graveyard too, because they can recommission it into play. Curious to see how this one goes. Hey. Boom. Okay. No counterspell 1 time. Nice. Okay, so they're enabling a big Djinn. It's kind of the idea of this deck. Down to, what, Fading Hope? They can bounce the token. It's probably their best bounce is to bounce the token. Ooh. Alright, we've got 2 sources of white, so we can do Warden and Resolute Reinforcements. We can set up like a reach with the Stoke the Flames. I can probably attack first and then do this. Let's see, so this gives me 1, 2, 3, 4. Otherwise I could go for a double pump. I think it's better to just attack though. I don't think there's any board wipes in the Azorius Tempo deck. Bounce the token. Scry to the bottom. We're close to lethal. So this deals 1 damage. This deals 2. 5. Yeah. Goodbye, Azorius Tempo. Alright, so we've got Cavern of Souls, 2 Battlefield Forges, Novice Inspector, and Gleeful Demolition and Resolute Reinforcements. Pretty good. We just need to draw into the Knight Errant of Eos. That will work. 4 leaders, fine. So how do we maximize this? I guess this will be turn 2, this will be 3. This will be turn 4. Create a treasure token when it dies, okay. Supposed to ramp them or just not? I mean, maybe I'm not supposed to attack there. This does ramp them. And it makes my board smaller. But it would have traded even once it got pumped, so... Got a Rakdos. I haven't seen Riveteer's Questioner for a while. We could do the War Leader's Call first, and then Gleeful Demolition, because it's 4 damage. Or we could have 5 attackers that deal 5 damage with the War Leader's Call, but that's without any disruption. And we get the 2 damage here. I think I'm going to try it. I think I'm going to try the War Leader's Call before doing the Gleeful Demolition and Resolute Reinforcements. Significantly worse if they have a way to destroy the enchantment. But in red and black, there's not a lot of ways to affect that. Okay. Top 2 cards of target opponent's library face down. You may look and play those cards as long as they're exiled, but there's only 1? Oh. That's so strange that the lands aren't in the graphic there. Invasion of Tarkir kills 1 thing. Not bad. Oh, another Invasion of Tarkir. Okay. Who needs a board? Alright, and then let's see if this might line up perfectly to get destroyed, right? It's gonna dump hand. If they have Wrath, then so be it. We can do Stoke the Flame instantly. Hopefully no Brotherhood's End or Deadly Cover-Ups or fill-in-the-blank Wrath. This has been insane. Like, every single game has been a Wrath, I swear to God. Alright, well, they didn't instantly slam it, so that's good. Okay, no Wrath. Head on board. Okay, this should probably seal the deal here. And they could instant speed have an answer to the War Leader's Call. What could I draw into that would be helpful? That might swing us in our favor. I don't think I can draw into anything. So I think I can just attack here. See if this is just game. Block room. I think they're still dead. Yeah. All right, that was a new one as well. Rakdos something or other. Okay, so we have Battlefield Forge and Cavern of Souls, Voldaren Epicure, and Gleeful Demolition into a War Leader's Call. That's definitely, it's got a line. We need to have 2 things in red, though, if we want to play here and then here. So I think I'm just going to go here for Vampire. X, gives me a little bit more life than just doing the Battlefield Forge. It's a little punished if we're up against blue, and then they counterspell. We got to use the Battlefield Forge over the Cavern of Souls for the Gleeful Demolition. No flash on 1, so we can attack with the Voldaren Epicure. Similarly, we're going to have to play the Plains, not the Cavern of Souls, for the War Leader's Call. This is just colorless when it comes to the enchantment. That was pretty sweet. So there's a couple of options here. We could do the night. Oh no, I don't have the white for it. Never mind. I was thinking, like, if they have a temporary lockdown, it would be kind of nice to get the Knight Errant here. So let's see if they have the turn 3 temporary lockdown. White control again. Aha. So we go here for human. This is a dilemma, because if I take off some of the attackers, and I'm affecting my damage while they might be struggling, right here we could just put them to 5. Problem here is that, like, I'd rather have the fuel in case they have the wrath, I think. And we could set up lethal anyway. I think what I want to do here is I want to do 3. I guess I could attack first. I think I want to do 3 of these and leave 2 things untapped. I have to be careful about how we tap this. They're probably like, what? Why isn't he just attacking with everything? Okay. Right. This one's a human? Vampire. Nice. Sacrifice a map, or we could do the map tokens. Pump. It is only sorcery speed. Depends on if they have a depopulate or not. I think I'll risk it. If they only have a temporary lockdown, then we're okay. Okay, depop. Now, Popper Scoop. Oh my goodness! After like 5 matches of Azorius Control, I finally got one. Alright. Dang. Nothing until 3? Dane's Recruiter and the Knight Errants. We have the perfect curve. I love this, like, 1-2 Sundown Pass. When it works, it works. This is a bad hand, though. Alright, Novice Inspector, Warden of the Inner Sky, Imidane's Recruiter, much more appealing. Try to risk it to draw into turn 3. The land. It's having double Imidane's Recruiter is kind of nice. Alright, YOLO. Human in. I like doing the Novice Inspector first. Like if they have a shock or something. Like, I like the Warden to immediately get the scry value. Okay, mono red matchup. That's a 1-drop that we can play for free and then scry into the Knight Errant Vios and then start slamming Imidane's Recruiters. Okay. It's a little bit punished if they remove something on our board. Like that. Now we're shy of doing the Knight Errant. Sucks. Oh man, that lightning bolt was perfect. Let's see if we can stabilize here. Maybe we can hit into a 2-drop. I want this to tap for me here. Damn it. Should have manually tapped the last bit. It tapped here. Why? Alright, whatever. Not ideal. At least we got Warden. Go. It's a Monstrous Rage or something. Stuck on 1 red though. Let's see, okay. Ed? Make that into hit us for 4 next turn. Hitting for 9. I think we might have it. Depends on if they kill us this turn. Alright, so mono and activates only 5. They would fire. We'll see if they play it defensively. They not. Okay, so 3, 6, 10. I count lethal. They have double colorless too, so they're just toast. Alright, last game, mono red. Let's go. Thanks for watching to the end of my video. As far as I can say about the deck, it feels like the meta's a little teched towards against it. I bumped into a lot of Wraths right now, and you know, it's not the worst deck at rebuilding after a Wrath, but I did struggle a little bit against the Azorius Control matchup, not gonna lie. But we did climb in Platinum. You know, it feels like at least a tier 2 deck, and this is definitely not an optimized list. It is very play versus draw dependent, which kind of gave it a little bit of a coin flippy feeling at times, where it was just like, did I get the play? And did I get the draw? If you get the draw, you lose. But yeah, the Azorius Control matchup was definitely one that was hardest. I'm surprised to see this as 6-7, just because, like, you know, maybe it was just today. I played against a bunch of Azorius Control, and yeah, so like we won 1 matchup and lost the other 3, and they're just really slow, grindy matches. So certainly not a favorable match. And then mono red also 4 and 5 feels like it's just slightly in mono red's favor. As far as like who gets to the 20 points of damage first, mono red tends to, unless they stumble. It did do very well against mono white. That one, 100% this deck destroys mono white, and which is, you know, this was mono white was a top archetype prior to Murders at Karlov Manor. So the fact that this thing is just like a hard counter to mono white, mono red has always been the more prevalent matchup, but this is not good for the mono white players out there who are playing it to counter the mono red strategies, which is a little disappointing because I would rather see mono white better positioned to counter how prevalent the mono red is. But look at this, we had 13 matches, and none of these were Azorius soldiers. Like, we had 13 matches of control. So there's a ton of control on the meta, at least in my experience. It was kind of crazy. As far as the other matches go, you know, nothing really too much to say about it. We did come up against the Orzhov Lifelink deck, and the only reason why this is positive is because we bumped into some Orzhov decks that were not the Lifelink. So the Orzhov Life Gain deck is definitely a favored winner in this matchup, and so that one, this was only 3 and 2 because we bumped into other Orzhov decks. The mirror match, we got lucky and won. We came up with a couple of Rakdos and like June control decks that were just not as good as the Azorius control decks. A couple of games of either Domain or the Celestia Enchantments, but nothing really too much to note on there. As far as the deck goes, the Virtue of Loyalty felt kind of out of place, and that's not really a surprise. It's just a one of there. I really did not like the Sundown Pass. I thought like the mana felt clunky, and for a deck that really wants to be going turn 1 1-drop, turn 2, 1-drop in a different color potentially. The Sundown Pass is just way too much of a potential tap land. Same with the Restless Bivouac. So I think the mana could definitely be improved. Overall, the deck was really fun to play, though. You know, it's the games are relatively quick, even though 13 matches of Control really slowed this down. But the average game length felt pretty quick for grinding through the ladder. So remember, I do this every single week. So if this is your jam, remember to hit like and subscribe, and leave a comment below about what you think about this whole thing, and if you found this helpful. I have tried to slow down my videos. My Python script was taking out a little bit too much when I did the mono blue tempo, so I didn't hear anything when I did the Orzhov life gain deck. So hopefully I've kind of got it to a good spot, which allows me to showcase a lot of games, but also doesn't disrupt the gameplay. So it's always going to be a little bit choppy, but feedback on that is definitely welcome. And yeah, good luck with your games. Remember to place your vote for the next archetype, and good luck on the ladder.